Hello again, IB psychology students, and welcome to another video of starter activities. This time, the topic that we are looking at is part of the cognitive approach, schema theory. Okay, so the first thing to address is what is a schema? Well, if you look in a textbook, it'll probably tell you something like it's a mental representation. It's a collection of ideas, images, concepts, which all relate to a particular idea. Now, schemas can be about concrete objects such as avocado, or they might be about an abstract concept such as freedom. So within your avocado schema, it might be something like it's a strange looking fruit, or is it a vegetable? Maybe it's a fruit because it's got a big stone in there. It's very trendy having it smashed on sourdough toast. There's a lot of them grown in Mexico. If you go to Mexico, you get lots of guacamole, etc. Freedom, within your schema for freedom, there might be ideas such as not being locked inside somewhere. It's the opposite to prison. It's having lots of choice. It's being able to do what you want to do, etc. And your schemas will be particular to you as an individual. Right, okay, so here is the first task to get you thinking about schema. What exactly is a schema? And how does it relate to specific topics, specific ideas? Now, I'm going to tell you a story, so I want you to listen to the following account and tell me, well, you won't be able to tell me, but you can talk to your teacher, you can suggest what you think the solution is to this rather odd little story. Now, you may well be familiar with this story already. If you are and you know what the answer is, please say nothing. Don't spoil it for everybody else, because this is quite a good little task to do to get you thinking about schema. Okay, so here we go. A man and his son are out in the car. They're driving along in the car. Unfortunately, the car is involved in an accident, and very sadly, the father of the child, the boy, he dies at the scene of the crash. The son is badly injured. He is taken to the nearest hospital. As he is being wheeled into surgery, the surgeon comes out, looks at the boy and says, "I can't operate on him. He's my son." I'm just going to leave that there with you. I'm going to ask your teacher to pause this video, and I want you to have a little chat about what I've just said. Okay, so hopefully you talked about the rather puzzling little conundrum that I set you. You may have come up with some solutions to what, the surgeon coming out and saying, "I can't operate on him, he's my son," by saying it was the ghost of his father. The surgeon was the ghost of his father, which of course we know is incorrect. You might have said something like, the father has travelled in time and has gone into the future to operate on his son to save him, which of course is a load of rubbish as well. You might say something like, they were identical twins. Well, yeah, I suppose that could work, that he could biologically be his son. They could both be gay, two fathers, but that's not the solution in this case. I wonder what it could be. Could it be that the surgeon was the boy's mother? Oh, of course it is. Yes, that's the solution. And it's really simple. It's really not convoluted. It does not involve ghosts or time travel or anything like that. And you might be sitting there thinking, why didn't I think that? It's so obvious. I'm telling you, the first time I heard this story, I too, as a card-carrying feminist, I was ashamed of myself to say that I was really confused. I was puzzled. I was thinking, well, how can the surgeon be operating on him when the father died in a crash? It's one of those little it's a bit tricky, isn't it? It's one of those tricky little puzzles. So why are a lot of people puzzled when they hear this story? Why do they come out with the most outlandish solutions rather than going to what is the most obvious? So again, maybe your teacher can pause at this point and you can talk about this idea of why do people not immediately go to the obvious solution that the surgeon is the boy's mother. Okay, so hopefully you have discussed this point with your teacher and the rest of the people in the class, and hopefully you covered the idea that it's a puzzling little conundrum, because the term surgeon, the schema for surgeon, may include the detail that the surgeon is male. Now, of course, we know surgeons can be male or female. It's just that traditionally more men become surgeons than women, right? And certainly 30, 40, 50, whatever years ago, there were not very many female surgeons. And I don't know the statistics, but it's probably still true the case that males outnumber females. So this is how schema can trick you, can lead you to make false assumptions, because it's easy, because it's a shortcut. When you use your schema, it helps you get to a solution, arrive at a solution quickly. It provides the information. So with that interesting little puzzle, that little conundrum, your schema for surgeon may have that detail, even when you're not consciously thinking about it, that the surgeon is male. So that's just something for you to think about. Okay, let's just have a second activity here. Everyone, draw a cat. Yeah, you don't have to draw any of these cats here. Just draw your own version of a cat. Okay, so at this point, your teacher may want to pause the video while you draw a cat. Don't worry, you don't have to be an artist. Okay, so you've all drawn a cat. You've had a good laugh at some of the terrible cats like this one here, but hey, it's artistic freedom. You own it. You own your drawing of a cat. We're not all Leonardo da Vinci, are we? But have a look at them. Compare them around the room. What do the drawings have in common? Are there any differences between the drawings? And how do you know that you are looking at a cat, even when the picture like this one here is completely anatomically impossible? I mean, the tail on that cat is bigger than the cat's head, and it's probably bigger than the cat's body. But you look at that and you go, it's a cat. So have a discussion with your teacher, with people in your class. Link it to the idea of schema. And this is where I'm going to leave you. And I hope you enjoy the fascinating topic of schema theory. Thank you. Bye-bye.